This episode will help you understand how to create a good enough mindset. We recently uploaded our conversation with Maya Weeder on how to own your big dreams, and listening back to it reminded me of one of the most important concepts when it comes to taking action toward your big dreams. The deep understanding of good enough. Creating this podcast has taken me from struggling with purpose while working on various side hustles, all the way to feeling excited to wake up each day ready to put in the work. No matter what your goals are, I want you to give yourself the best chance of achieving them. If a goal is important to us and we don't work toward it, we will pay. Sometimes the body will tell us it's time to pay in form of illness, low energy, headache, sick to your stomach, or pains. Perhaps a sense of anxiety or nervous can be presented. You might wake up with a pit in your stomach or struggle to feel accomplished at the end of your day. Either way, in some way, we will pay if we don't take action toward our greatest dreams. A quote-unquote perfect time will not arrive. You need to let good enough be good enough. And one of the most important things to point out is that strategizing is one of those things that really holds us back early on. So don't over-strategize. The key is just to take action first and allow the strategy to be developed over time. There are three main ways that I want you to appreciate when something is good enough. Knowing on a deep level that A, you are good enough, B, your dream is good enough, and C, the timing is good enough. A, you are good enough. Here's a fun thing to remember. No one who has what you desire is any better than you. They simply took action and didn't give up. I love Kanye West as an example of this. If you check out his documentary, you'll see how many times he was told no. How many people tried to get him to quit, and yet he always knew they were wrong. That if he just kept working, he would show them, and he did. But this happens on a smaller scale too. You don't need to be mega celebrity to understand this concept. Any one of us can learn to make music or write a book. If that's your dream, then you need to decide it is and take the next step. That's it. B, your dream is good enough. Comparing dreams, much like comparing success, is really not all that helpful. Besides, the size of your goal doesn't matter. It could be to build a better workout routine for yourself, or it could be to win Mr. Olympia. If the goal is yours, then working on it is what truly makes a difference in your life. I tried so many different goals myself: fitness, educational leadership, writing, filmmaking, e-commerce, and on and on. But once I realized that podcasting brought me the most intrinsic value, something that I learned over 2 difficult years of grief, I unlocked a cheat code to feel grateful and love life. I was perhaps a decision or two away from giving up on the show, but every time I felt like giving up, something else was there to nudge me back on course. Sometimes somebody else was there to nudge me back on course. Now, an important thing to point out is that there's a huge difference between good enough and mediocrity. We don't want to keep making crap. Sure, we're going to start there, but one of the mindsets of growth is to be improving our abilities over time. Unproductive work just isn't worth it. I'd rather you take a nap or go for a walk. So remember, it is okay to reevaluate our success every so often, add things, take away, and pivot, but keep that moon in the window as you continue to pursue that dream. C, the timing is good enough. Now this is a classic one. There's no perfect time. In fact, there's no best moment to start. After or when are the most dangerous words we can speak to ourselves. We say things like, when the kids are in school, or after I have more savings, or when I know how to use the camera functions a bit better. But getting rid of when and after can be a really important thing in helping you achieve your dreams. However, there is an important distinction as to when it's okay to say after. Ryan Holiday tells a story about Robert Greene telling him that he was not ready to publish a book yet. And I think that yet part is really important because a lot of people would say, oh no, go ahead and publish your first book. But for him, in his situation, with the mentorship of Robert, he was able to appreciate that there were some things he could do that would make publishing his books all that more successful in the future. And clearly, as a multiple-time bestseller, the idea worked. The difference is he did not procrastinate working on that dream. How to work on it is always up for debate. Working toward it is not up for debate. The cliche term says the best day to plant a tree is blah, 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 blah. I say blah, 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 because it's easy to brush off a saying like this that we've heard a million times. The best day to plant a tree was yesterday, or 2 weeks ago, and the next best day is today. So here it is in plain language. What is a goal that you have? How can you start on it today? If it's your most important goal, make sure that you start a streak of working on it today and work on it every day, and don't break that streak, no questions asked. I hope these 3 things have helped remind you that good enough is an important thing to understand. I'd love to see the steps that you're working on towards a goal or things that you're making, so be sure to share them with us. In the meantime, have an amazing day, and no matter what, just keep learning.